what did you do from February? Like short, quick. Like she basically turned $500, $600 days to like $950 to like $1,200 days,
Yeah.
and went from an average of 11 to 13,000 to her all-time high of $20,000. And this happened within a month and a half, maybe a month.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
so
like a 1
that is
month.
why you're watching this video right now. We'll just get into it. Welcome everybody. This will be on YouTube, so expectations of hundreds and thousands of views. So let's start with introducing yourself. Let everybody know who you are and all the magic that you created over the last almost 2 months.
So my name's Alicia Espill. I live in Salt Lake City and I've been doing hair since 2004, so roughly about 21 years. And I co-own a 6-chair salon called the Curl Lab in Salt Lake. Yeah. And the last couple months, I reached out to you to help me with some of the things I was struggling with. And I mean, prior to working together, my biggest struggle was having the confidence to raise my prices. But part of that was like not knowing where the numbers made sense to do that.
Prior to working together, did you actually know how much you were making per service?
No. What I knew was I have to make X amount of dollars in the month to pay myself and to have the right amount of money for my lifestyle. And I was working like 5 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day, but I wasn't really paying attention to how much each service cost me or how much I needed to make in a day and like how to break that down per client.
Okay, so now after obviously when we're working together, prior to that, you didn't increase your prices. What were you scared? Like what held you back from doing it? Like because you've been doing hair for a while, you're successful, you're good at hair, you have a salon. And again, you're probably gonna say what 95% of hairstylists who are watching this are gonna say the same, think the same way.
Yeah, I was afraid that some of my clients would leave me.
Yeah. And they don't. Did they leave? Oh, well, exception of like the 2 guys haircuts that could go anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is anybody who's watching or listening. She's been doing hair for 25 years.
21.
21. Has a strong book, and same thing with you guys. Like you have to take the step. It's because the fear that you have is something from something you don't know. But that something you don't know is holding back from making the money you need to make or want to make or just want to work less. Like, for example, also a reason why you're watching this, she went from working 5 days a week to 4 days a week. Even with the 4 days a week over that month, she still hit her all-time high. So that is a feat in itself. Like I try to get hairstylists, if they come to me for that reason, like work-life balance. Again, how old's your daughter? She's 2,
She's
3?
4.
Oh, 4. So yeah, you recently upgraded the house. You want to work less. Everybody does after 21 years. Yeah, I wanted to work less after fucking year 5. You know what I mean? But we have to make sure that money's there. So just working less while making the same amount is phenomenal. But working less and making an extra $5,000 a month in a month, $4,000 to $5,000 a month is like super. So the reason I wanted to jump on this call and have this meeting with you is because you introduced something to me that I never thought of. I used a tactic, but it was nothing like yours. And I was like, wow. And that's what I get to learn from you guys working with so many hairstylists and salon owners over the years. You guys also teach me something because you explain what you do, like how you did it. So
Well,
it's an upsell.
yeah. So it's an
Let's start with
upsell
the upsell.
strategy.
Yeah.
And what I do is I use an online calendar like most people do. So I look at my calendar the night before and I think, okay, I've got 3 haircuts and a root retouch. I'm going to make, $500-$600 in that day. So Susie's got a haircut. I'm going to offer her a gloss or a treatment. When I go into my consultation with her, I'm already planning what I'm going to offer her. And I don't say, hey, Susie, do you want a treatment today? Because that's an open-ended question. She could say yes or she could say no.
Yeah.
So I say, would you like a gloss or a treatment with your haircut? And that's the decision is, oh, I'm going to get this service or I'm going to get this service with my haircut.
Now, going into the month that you did do, how many upsells, if you know, how many upsells did you get to do within that month?
I would say 75% of my clients I upsold.
So that month itself, and we're talking, anybody who's watching this, we're talking about February to March 2025. Hopefully this, so from one month to the next month, just doing that, you said 75%. That is what you say would justify the extra $5,000, almost $5,000. Okay.
Yeah. So I work
Just
with
huge.
about I take about 57 to 67 clients per month. So you actually have two opportunities in that one appointment to upsell a person. First, in their consultation, when you're sitting with them and you're saying, okay, today you're getting this root retouch. Would you like to gloss it and turn it into an all over color, or a partial highlight into a full highlight? If they say no, you can say, okay, next time I'd recommend that maybe we move in that direction. And when you're pre-booking them for the next couple months out, at that pre-booking conversation, you can say, would you like to book that full highlight
So
or
you,
whatever the
yeah,
upsell
you
service
kind of
is?
reinforce it, the
Mhm.
suggestion. And
Yeah, and
clients
then
want that.
future
You know what I
self
mean?
things.
They don't, they want to be like, again, even like think of hairstylists watching this. Now think of yourself as a consumer. When you go to get your car fixed, something is up with your car, or go get an oil change, right? We walk into oil changers, think of oil changes, you know, if you guys have Jiffy Lubes or pushy ones where you just want an oil change, you know they're going to try to upsell you on everything. It's a different approach and different mindset. And like what you just did, like we can do this today. I suggest these things, but no problem, but you know, this is what you need. We can plan it for the future. You know, I like to be, you know, again, clients might want to do their homework. It's a little different with hair because they already trust you. They're sitting in a chair. They're going to want you to do what's needed. So that has even less hesitation where I'm not trusting Jiffy Lube literally anymore. I've actually had a situation where they replaced a filter in my car and it messed up my whole AC unit. Literally still living with that with my Subaru. So I wouldn't do that ever again, even on the small things. Like they could replace a windshield wiper blade, but that is it. Oil change is not it. So they trust us more, and especially you know they might not be prepared either time wise because yes, we run on our time, but they also run on their time.
Right.
So at least what you're doing is catching before they leave, and then they'll book it. So you didn't make the money today, but guess what? You're making the money in a month. We're gonna call it.
Yeah. And then it like switches things up a little bit for them too, because I heard somewhere a long time ago, one of the reasons why a client will leave you is because you're not doing anything different with their hair. So if you have someone
So that's
who,
a fact.
yeah, if they're coming in for the last 5 years for root retouches or gray coverage, you know, and you're not ever offering them, you know, maybe we add a little bit of gold in the gloss to brighten up your hair a tiny bit, or a treatment to make you feel hydrated. Eventually they're going to get bored and they're going to move on.
Anybody watching, if you're giving better results, you should be charging more because if you went to a Mercedes dealership, a C class, a S class, and a Maybach all cost different prices, but they're all Mercedes. But you're getting a better AMG too, a better quality, but the price reflects the quality. And I think a lot of hairstylists forget when they do get better, you are offering a better service. The price needs to be higher.
Right. And something that I actually learned from you is when they're walking in the door, they're already planning on spending the money.
Yeah.
You know, they've already decided that they're spending that money. So if you upsell them $25 to $100 more, it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's the same with product sales too. Like you should always be offering products, talking about that in their consultation. When I'm asking someone, you know, what are you using on your hair? Oh, and it's not working. Okay, here's my suggestions. I'm already planning on selling that product to them at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
Literally month from one month to a next, an extra almost $5,000. Average day being $500 to $600 turned to $950 to $1,200, and
And
that is
that's
something
working
not
4 days a week.
that's working 4 days a week. So everything you're hearing right now, anybody who's watching this is not made up stuff. You know, it's not some like 200,000 follower influencer who travels the world and like
I am not
1% of
an
hair. A regular hairstylist doing regular things, making what is really extraordinary money and changes in your income. Because now, are you going to allow yourself to make any less than really, let's call it 20 grand a month now?
No, I mean, I
Because
would
you
be,
know it's possible.
yeah, I actually did the math here. I have it written
Yeah.
down. So I earned approximately about $367 extra per day.
That's
So
phenomenal. That's a whole service for without working and working less.
yeah, so if I only had 3 clients per day, that was an extra $122 per client. If I had 4 clients that day, it was only $91 per client. And if I had 5 clients that day, that was average about $73 that I upsold.
I
So
mean, what do you usually average?
in a day,
Right. Yeah.
um, per client or per day?
Uh, per oh yeah, I guess per day because that's the same thing for total income.
About between 900 and $1,200 now.
Okay.
But before that, I was averaging about 600 to $800 per day.
Okay, and that was working 5 days a week.
I was working 5 days a week. So now I'm working 4 days a week. And in the last month, I averaged like $1,200.
But have you done your profit margin? Like, have you done your true profit every day or like the week? Like right now, could you tell me how much you really profited above and beyond? And when I say profit, anybody who's watching this, if you don't know, I go by profit being you paid for all your living expenses, all your product expenses, all your operating expenses, and all your taxes. Because those are all your expenses you will have. And until those things are paid for, you do not actually have a profit. So,
Can I do the math real quick?
sure.
My profit, or as we like to call it, our FU money, $6,400
That's great.
for me to just,
Burn. You could like so anybody again. That's profit. That's money. She's already paid for all her living expenses, whatever that is, all the kids stuff, all the house stuff, all the cars, all the whatever, everything. Like she could burn that $6,000 and it wouldn't affect her life. She would have all her salon paid for, all her product paid for, all her taxes paid for, all her living expenses. $6,000 to do whatever she wants with. You could justify going to buy whatever the hell you wanted for $6,000 and it wouldn't affect you.
right.
But do you have a plan with the money? Do you actually organize it, or you just know you have it and you haven't really? I know the new house. Yes, she just got into a new house.
I actually just paid off some of my debt and my husband's debt.
Ah, nice. Exactly. You go just focus on that. Bring that stuff down. No, it wasn't you that was talking about how the husband spends, but it was another hairstylist. But yeah, it's great because now every week, every month, you get to sit down and make sure. Oh, but are you truly taking that money and organizing, like deploying the amounts every month or every week to each account?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I suggest to do. Because again, I always tell everybody start every day because you have to create the habit. Like we're creatures of habit. So like if you're like, oh, I'll just wait to the end of the week. Well, if you don't know how to do something, waiting for all those numbers from the end of the week is going to overwhelm you. If you just start every day, you'll understand how to do it. And some people struggle, but like once you get it, it's nothing. It's just math. It's again like anybody, if I say 2 times 2, you don't have to think about it. It's 4. It's the same math, just done over time. Like you know how like again on average, you'll start knowing how much you're gonna make profit on a full head highlight. You know how much it's going to cost you in product. You know you will end up knowing all these numbers because numbers are just numbers and they don't change unless you change them. So like again, if you're charging 400 for a full head highlight and you went to 450, only thing you're doing is making more money. You're not going to start doing a full head highlight with 8 bowls of bleach opposed to 4. So the profit just changes, which yes, you want to know your profit. But
And a really easy way to organize that money too is if you use Square, you can automate it. So at the end of the day, that 20% for taxes is already put into a separate account. You
yeah,
know, if you need 5% or whatever to go into different accounts, you can organize as many as you want into different
oh,
folders.
okay. That's great. Yeah. But again, if you need to manually start doing it, and I always recommend, even if you don't have the cash on hand that day, at least make a fake like little slip and just do Monday, and then get an envelope and put every day of every week you start doing it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably don't, but I'm talking about my Profit Pro Hairstylist course. And it will organize all your numbers. But I always suggest everybody I work with to track every single day so it becomes a habit and you have understanding and clarity of what it looks like at the end of every day. So when that week happens, all you have to do is just do your last day. Let's say your last day is working on a Saturday. Okay, do the numbers at the end of Saturday, then just pull out an envelope, all the full profit from each day. And then you'll know. Hopefully, you're getting in the range of like $1,000 profit a week. I mean, some people I talk to don't even make $1,000 a week. So I would like you to be at $1,000 a week. Because what, you're at 6, right? So you do more than $1,000 a week. You do 1,200 a week profit. This is great. Working less, which is phenomenal. All right, so we
Hope
will end the
everyone
meeting.
makes at a minimum $1,000 a week.
Yeah, and it's just up from there. Because now, like, we could talk about you ran the promo of doing the Brazilian bond builder, but we won't get into that. The meeting's going to stop. But well, if anybody's watching this and want to hear more, comment below, and we can go into how she did a promo. And do you know the number off the top of your head how much you've made off just the promo? And a promo means a service discounted that the client is aware they're getting an initial discount, but will require that service down the road at full price. So you're bringing a high-end service at a lower tier price and then making the difference up the next service.
$1,470 is what I made off.
1 month, or how many a month total? So that's just a promo. And what would that number be once it's full price?
$2,450.
And they need that every 3 months we talked about?
Yep.
So do that divided by 3.
$816.
So she just created $816 into her income out of thin air.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Basically.
And one of
that's just 1 month.
Blowouts was an upsell on a root retouch.
Yeah, there you go. So that's a bigger upsell, obviously. And you guys, you keep on hearing something that happened in 1 month. Like, she only sees a small amount of clients in 1 month. Like, this isn't even like I'm excited for you to be like 4 months from now, 5 months total, be like, Dan, so yeah, now we're at, hopefully by then, you probably be at easily like 25,000 a month, 26,000.
Life changing.
Yeah. Especially again, that's double the money because you said 11 to 13,000 a month on average.
Yeah.
Now we're talking anywhere from 24 to 26. Yeah, that's great. I'm proud of you. I know you know that. You're like, am I a star student? I mean, yeah, you are. Again, I can bring people the water, but I bring them to the water, but I can't make them drink. And when I have someone that listens, takes initiative, puts into action, and gets these type of results, it makes me feel good. Because all I want you guys to do is win. Like, again, you're just a hairstylist who came to me for help. I helped you, and now it's like, you know what I mean? Which is great.
Well, why would I pay you and not do everything?
Oh, trust me. It's like, again, it's like people who want to get in shape, hire a personal trainer, and then they say, what fat burner should I buy? Because they don't plan on doing the work. They want to buy the thing that is a pill. They call it a painkiller. And in the name of like business, they actually have names. They call it a painkiller. They don't really want to do actions. They just want to buy the painkiller and get it over. Because they just want to eliminate the pain. The thing that they have going on is still there, and they don't really want to fix something. They just want to be told what the painkiller is. I appreciate your time. Okay, cool.
Hey.
All right, bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.